Listen, it's your boy DJ Focus checking in with my sis Dice Gamble, and we live at the KCA Awards. And listen, got the honorary, the vet, the man himself, Ambassador. What's going on?
I'm chilling. Excellent.
Listen,
Good to be here.
Come on now.
Yeah.
I want an autograph if that's not too early. Okay? Okay?
Man.
Come on, man. Come on, Focus. Come on.
So talk about just the experience of being able to come to the KCAs and them just being able to acknowledge you for all the hard work you've been putting in over the years.
Well, of course, we don't need, humans don't need help when it comes to adulation and accolades. We're a magnet for them. We're attracted to it. So you always have to balance acknowledging there's a time to acknowledge when accomplishments have been, provided and when people have appreciated it. So I appreciate it. I try to beat back anything that would rise up and turn into pride, but I'm grateful. Made the trek, and it's just good to be here.
Listen, I have a question for you. What's different now in CHH than it was 10 years ago? 10 years ago.
That's a trick question. That's a trick question. Well, let me just say, the genre is clearly caught the attention of, again, the mainstream. The mainstream, they're familiar with it. They're even dipping in and extracting portions of it, They want some of it. We have to be careful, I think, because the world, the flesh, and the devil would love to take anything that God has for himself and appropriate it for itself. So, but right now I think people are peeping. People know it's viable. They know that it's valuable. And so there's definitely that change. The infrastructure shows that it can support this growing genre. But of course, there's also a mission. It's still the battle of the mission. What is the mission? And that's just people choose to do what they want. So there's a variety there. So that's not new though. That's just we have a new generation of people who do what they want with this genre, and so may the Lord steer us. Yeah.
So with that being said, though, you hit on something. I definitely want you to expound a little bit more on it. With so many mainstream artists now sharing their faith, Kanye West, Justin Bieber, Chance the Rapper, and go down the line. How do you feel personally for someone who has been in this game, has done it always for CHH? What's your thoughts on them sharing their faith and how they see God?
Rap, hip hop, it's always been a megaphone and a platform to give people your chief passions, not just a passion, your number one passion, whether it be money, whether it be power, whether it be respect, whether it be sex, whatever it is that's on your heart, rap has always provided a platform and a megaphone for it. So it makes sense to me. That's what rap has done. What makes less sense to me is that anybody who's convinced that Jesus is Lord would muzzle themselves, would hinder that sharing of the faith. And the fact that people do it now that they know, because again, the world, they do it, or the worldly, they do it, but they also contradict it freely. Again, so you talk about a Justin Bieber, not to come at him, but Justin Bieber will give you Peaches and a song about Jesus, right? And those are at odds with one another. So for believers who are consecrated, I would say don't muzzle yourself. He's worthy of exclusivity, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Okay. Who is one person that has inspired you in this whole game? Whether it's just ministry in it, whether it's just a ministry, or whether it's music.
Well, first, my man. Okay, so first is my father, Willie Branch. Been in New York, is the one that had me here. I was raised here, not far from here. I went to a school that was not far from here. So my father, Willie Branch, he's taught me evangelistic impulses. Okay. Secondly, the cross movement, the community that helped me to not only make a mark, but to this day, we still keep each other grounded. We're praying for our brother who's veered off, and we got a few that have gone to be with the Lord. So that would be there's no inspiration like that inspiration. You see what I'm saying? So my father and cross movement are at the top of the Mount Rushmore.
What's next for you?
Actually, I got a little EP coming out. It's more than an EP now. It's like 9 songs, but for me, that's like an EP because my songs are always 15 songs plus. It's called The Invitation. Should have already been out, but I just been working, tweaking some things. So I'm going to put some things out there in the stream. But right now, I just want to see how partnerships with the newer generation is possible. not trying
That's
to
good.
stay relevant, not trying to be relevant, not trying to, be with those who are relevant, but just my mission has always been to make sure that we let the world know that there's a world that we're a part of. Jesus is Lord of it, and we want them to come and be a part. That's why it's called invitation, the invitation. So that's what's next. Getting this PhD, talking about something called Christo-urban, a thing called Christo-urban.
Just soft.
Yeah, Christ-centered urbanist. Yeah, so yeah, just that's what I do, and by God's grace, I'll continue till He calls me home or He returns.
Listen, that's good. I do want to ask you. You spoke about the next up and coming, the young generation in CHH. How has it been for you personally? Have you been able to mentor some of the young up and coming? Have you looked to kind of build those relationships with them? Because I feel like, you've done it for a long time at a high volume, but we know you're going to have to pass it off at some time.
Yeah. Well, I haven't directly, but I get word from them that they still glean from what they can access from a distance. The pandemic took 2 years, and they're on the road, and this is a very non-communal culture because social media actually makes us less social again. So I haven't had a chance to personally and intimately do it, but they have expressed that they value my input, so that's why I'm trying to make sure that I'm always speaking to them and developing a rapport with them. So that started, and that's going to continue by God's grace.
Listen, we appreciate you, Ambassador. Listen to 2022 KCA Awards, the Ambassador, DJ Focus, Dice Gamble. We out. The Fixx is in.